With us now, Abbey Klaassen, the editor of Advertising Age, and Mike Hogan, digital director of Vanity Fair. Great to have both of you this morning. This is a lot of fun, this segment, too, but it really might change how movies are marketed in this new era. Abbey, what do you think has changed? Why are they using this strategy?
Well, I don't think it will just change how movies are marketed. I think it'll change how everything's marketed. You know, I think there's a lot of marketers. If you think back, the old way of doing this, you would shoot, what, 2 or 3 really expensive TV commercials. You'd air them. You'd hit about 60 million people during the Cosby Show on Thursday night. But today, audiences are so fragmented. There's so many things
all over the place,
vying for attention. So what you're seeing these days is, you know, we'll create many, many pieces of content. We'll seed it all over the place. In this case, hundreds of pieces of content, you know, and everywhere from grocery shelves to TV to, you know, viral videos. And then get them out there.
And then it gets picked up. I have to confess, I had like a doy moment because I was watching Thanksgiving and I thought, isn't Will Ferrell such a great guy? He must have relatives in North Dakota. And he said, you know what would be funny? I'm going to run on down there to the local station. I mean, I really didn't think of it as a movie promotion that was something deliberately planned. So how effective do you think this is? Clearly, it's working.
Well, I think it is. We're talking about it,
That's
and
right.
it's reaching us through all the ways that we consume media normally. You know, we're not getting struck by commercials that we've been kind of taught to tune out or learn to tune out. We're finding it in our Twitter feed, on Tumblr, on Facebook. And one of the great things about this for Anchorman and for Paramount Pictures is that they've got a star, Will Ferrell, who has the incentive to do this kind of epic marketing campaign because he's a writer on the film, he's a producer on the film, but who's also amazing at it. I mean, he makes one thing after another. They're all funny.
And he's so believable, too, because I thought North Dakota seems so random. That's why I figured it had to be true.
Right.
So is there a downside to too much promotion in this case, do you think?
I think there would be if it weren't funny and if he weren't so good at it. But, you know, he does have that ability to stay in character for 30 minutes on a news segment for an entire book signing. And he's just charismatic. I mean, so far, I don't hear anybody saying enough already with the Will Ferrell. That could happen, but I think so far it's just working.
Abbey, I was stunned to learn that these Dodge Durango commercials, they began airing in October, that the sales of their new SUV have increased 59%.
That's right.
So this is not just benefiting the movie. Dodge Durango made out big here.
Absolutely, and it's sort of a risk if you think about it for a company like Chrysler to enlist this character to promote their cars. But they attribute, I think they've had about an 80% increase in online traffic to their sites since these ads have begun airing. So, you know, they're really, their secret to their success in October was Ron Burgundy.
Even though he said it was a terrible car
That's
on
right.
Conan.
That's right.
But the first movie came out in 2004. It grossed $85 million. A lot of people who are watching today probably don't even remember the first one. Do you have any predictions on how well this one will do? Because now I'm thinking, even if you had no interest in seeing it, now you said, I got to go.
I think it's going to do a lot better than that. I don't want to put a number on it, but
oh, Michael, put a number.
There's a lot of pent-up excitement for this, but then they've also obviously not rested on their laurels. They've decided to reach out to a new audience to remind people who maybe forgot about the original film or haven't seen it in a while. I think the nice thing about a campaign like this and the timing of it is it gives people a chance to go back and watch the original one, get excited for the new one. So I think you'll see certainly better than the original.
All right.
You liked the first one, right?
I did. I thought the first one was very funny.
I thought it was hilarious. I was actually thinking Will Ferrell might come join us today on this segment.
Did you bring him?
I didn't.
Next time.
You should have done that. That would have been hilarious.
Next time.
Thank you, Abbey. Thank you, Michael. Always good to see you guys.